Hello, hello, I'm the official name reader. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Raikou, but it doesn't look like we're seeing Raging Bolt here on the first page. Raikou and Raging Bolt together. See, up here we got Cinescorch with Raikou, but no Raging Bolt. As you can see, we covered this video August 22nd of 2020. It's been almost 5 years. We're going to see how the results differ. We're going to see Raikou, but with a bigger neck now, because he's a giraffe, I guess. It's actually kind of funny how it took this long for them to be like, okay, so you see that neck, right? What if we made it longer? Like, it took them that long. Did I say 20 years? 25. Yeah, about 20 years. If you're interested in this video, it will be linked down in the description below, unlisted for all your viewing pleasure. Until then, let's look at our up-to-date counterpart. Rai Charles was not what I ever expected to see in my life, but here we are. Am I okay with it? Yeah. Do I love it? No. It's fine. And then you got some nice puns up here, like Shock and Aw's not bad, Culture Shock's not bad, Bon Voltage, Bon Voyage, get it? I like what they're going for, but those to me feel more like title card episodes to Pokemon rather than nicknames, if that makes sense. Benjamin Franklin. Well, his name's too fucking long. Well, you could put Ben Franklin, I suppose. Anyway, he's associated with the whole, hey, what if lightning rod? And yeah, I remember watching a cartoon about that in school. Shock Ness could actually kind of work a little bit maybe better with Raging Bolt, because it could be like Loch Ness. I don't know. It's stupid. Thundercat was something mentioned in the original episode, and I like the idea of it, but it just feels too on the nose. Like with Zapdos, Thunderbirds are a thing, and it's like, that makes sense because this is Thunderbird. But it just feels like naming it what it is. Can you do it? Sure. It's just very low quality to do it that way. Like, hot dog feels like a joke because hot dog is food. You don't look at hot dogs like a dog that is in heat and, like, I don't know. I hope what I'm trying to say makes sense. The Flash is kind of the next most noteworthy thing for me, but I would probably put that somewhere else. That one. Yep, that piece of cancer that's been plaguing me for the last 5-6 years that I've looked at just about every single time I've come across an electric Pokemon. And even times where it's not even fucking relevant. It'll be like a Poliwag and they'll be like, oh yes, Tesla. And I'll be like, please stop. Cool Cat is similar to Hot Dog, but maybe put that somewhere else. Like if it's an ice type especially, absolutely. We don't have ice type cats. Like, I feel like Suicune could be argued and could work for Cool Cat. But that's the opposite of Hot Dog. Raiden Mortal Kombat. Personally, I use it for my Electros because his animality turns into a electric eel. I'm aware that Raiden Raijin is Japanese god of electricity, but I believe that's only with the J. I don't think the D. I'm going to always hold that bias. Wow, look at this. We just saw this with Entei. But you know what? Chaotic did it better. It's fine as a nickname, but I think Chaotic, again, just did it better. Thundaga. I think that is. It doesn't explain it, but it sounds stupid enough where I'm like, I think that's a Final Fantasy spell. Because that feels familiar to me. Hobbs is not a bad idea in reference to Calvin and Hobbes, which, by the way, why the fuck don't we have a live-action Calvin and Hobbes movie yet? That's fine. It stands out. I don't really know if I have an opinion or argument against it. It's there. I'm just not in love with it, that's all. Okay, I'm gonna reluctantly highlight Azula just because I understand Azula is associated with lightning. And as far as I know, we don't have a proper fire and electric Pokemon outside of Rotom Heat, which I don't necessarily know if Azula would want to be compared to an oven, but that would probably be the best choice for that. We don't have that yet, so do what you will with Azula, but I still would not put it on a pure electric type Pokemon. And then if you scroll down a little bit here, we get to Amp. I personally... Do I? No, I don't. I use Thunderball for Electrode. But Amp is like the Mario enemies that do the circle, which is fine. All Amps are also electrical, so do that what you will. It's a fine generic electric type nickname, but I think there's better places to put it. Edison down here below in case you just are tired of Tesla and want to talk about somebody else. Taser Tooth is stupid, but okay. Like, we're going off of the joke that it's a saber-toothed tiger, right? Which this right here should have made it insanely fucking obvious that they're not based off dogs, but whatever. I was a stupid kid once too, I get it. So, it also takes the name Taser, which is like a generic electric type nickname we say all the time, and it kind of elevates that too. So I'm fine with that, but it's still not that great to me. I applaud you for trying. AC/DC we talk about in the original video, and my stance on it is just, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just I personally use that on my Electivire. I stole that from Prince Boo. Rock Band, Electrical Current, do what you will with it. See, like, look, this guy was further down. He wasn't at the very top of Google. Thunders was like you weren't even trying at all. Volt Runner also feels like you weren't trying at all. Saberthor, Boltus, Electra, and Volthor. Volthor, I'm going to give a small pass to because the official name for Zapdos, I don't remember if it's German or French, is Electhor, which I actually do like as an official name. I think that's kind of clever. So if you were trying to like emulate that, Volt plus Thor is a good portmanteau that you could create. Like as an official name, if you were to do that, I think that would be fine. As a nickname, I'm not going to hate on it either, but it's this guy, so I kind of have to. Wild Shock is lazy as fuck. Everything on here sucks, but Volthor, unintentionally, accidentally good. Passable, I will say. Jolteon fan theory? What theory is this? Okay, that's it. We've reached the bottom as far as Raikou goes, and I feel like Entei got more love than Raikou. And I feel like Walking Wake got more attention than Gouging Fire. So we're gonna find out if Raikou is just fucked over on both fronts or not. But first, before we do, we're gonna go ahead and try and do things right. A reminder, I do have a secondary spreadsheet that I've honestly just been ignoring, and since I know that the original spreadsheet's dead, I guess we can try and at least acknowledge these. Here's 2 ideas. If they mean anything to you, they don't mean shit to me. Mythology is generally a bad anyway, but wow if you're a nerd. We also have the comments from the original video to take a look at. After the YouTuber of the same name, I've never heard of this guy, I'm just curious. Oh, yep, that's a fucking furry right there. Yeah, I was expecting him to have a "we're doomed." That's how I feel looking at this photo, my guy. I was curious if his thing was gonna have a Raikou for the picture or not, and I figured no, but I did not expect to see that. Bolting after Fire Emblem Electric Tome. Was there one that he mentioned for Suicune that I just don't recall? Because I mean, I recorded Suicune a while ago, so I don't remember. But if so, that'd be actually kind of cool to tie all the Fire Emblem and the Johto legendaries together. Now, I don't know how this is pronounced. Me, I looked at this as, how old was I? Maybe like 14, and I said Ian, because it's E plus N. That makes sense to me, Ian. But I've heard Ein, which I don't like that. That just sounds bad. So however you choose to pronounce it, that's a Colosseum reference. I'm fine with that. For me, Ian was a memorable character because he looked like Dib from Invader Zim, but all grown up. And that's my fan theory. Dib from Invader Zim grows up and joins evil criminal Pokemon League and then enslaves Raikou. And there you go. So that was always the joke we made, was calling him Dib. Thundog? Yeah, we already mentioned that. Anyway, right here is a whole bunch of Final Fantasy shit, if any of this means anything to you. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Raging Bolt and see if there is any love for this honestly underappreciated legendary Pokemon. Raging Bolt? Nicknames. Sorry, hold on. I did not realize it said nicknames twice. Melman, named after Melman the giraffe. Okay, so I'm pretty confident we probably talked about this when we did redo the giraffe episode. And Melman's a dumbass name that's probably never been used anywhere outside of Madagascar, so I'm fine with it. But maybe not on the thing that's like, what, a Brontosaurus? Whatever dinosaur it is? I wouldn't put that there. Also, how do we know if dinosaurs are evolved from, they like turned into chickens, right? How do we know that this dinosaur didn't turn into a giraffe? Have we linked that ancestral thing yet? Or were chickens just fucking wild back in the day? Neck and neck is stupid, but I'm mildly okay with it. Breakneck is also stupid, but mildly okay with it. Long story, long distance. Like, A lot of the stuff he's got on here is the same thing from Raikou, which is great. That shows that you're putting in the effort and being like, ah, yes, these are similar, therefore reuse it. That's actually one of my goals for when we're done with this channel, is to like look back at things and then take suggestions from one episode and put it in the description of another. So this way they can all be like centered in a way that's easier to find. If someone wants to do that for me, I'm all for it. I will love you. But that's a long-term goal for this channel, is to be able to do something like that. But a lot of it's also just like neck or long puns that aren't good as nicknames, but maybe title cards for Pokemon episodes. Littlefoot, Land Before Time, we see this frequently with other dinosaur-esque Pokemon. I'm trying to think of who. What's his name? Amoris? Aurorus? That's it. Amora plus Aurorus, that's what I came up with. Yeah, I suppose you could also take a look at that episode if you want other ideas, since they are physiologically similar Pokemon. Anyway, I'm not crazy about that nickname. It doesn't resonate with me at all, but if it means something to you, go crazy. I could be wrong, and maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but I thought I just saw Shen by itself and just chose to ignore it. But putting Li Shen makes that a little bit stronger, because it's like, this sounds less like random nonsense and more like a name. So if you Warcraft, there's an idea, I guess. I don't know shit about it. So it looks like Raikou is neglected. Smogon, I know, is like 99.99% of the times nothing to do with nicknames, so I'm not going to waste my time. What's a Raging Bolt? This is actually just blank. This is A through L, so I can't even access Raikou anyway. Homepage. This doesn't mention Raging Bolt at all. Looking for a Raging Bolt to trade with Gouging Fire, and that was it. So yeah, Raikou continues to be unloved. The red-headed stepchild of the Johto legendaries. Isn't that some shit? Again, I probably said it in the original video, but I'm gonna say it again. Raikou is actually pretty good. Like, I remember raising or like leveling up, training one in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and being like, damn bro, these stats are fucking great. Like, why is this Pokemon so underappreciated? It's actually really good. I don't have anything written down. We do have 2 comment suggestions, assuming it'll work. Alright, Final Fantasy spell, Dib, Littlefoot, Boltosaurus. And then Emperor Shock Tusk. It doesn't have tusks, but alright. Any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use or recommend. I'm going to go ahead and shoot you down right now. Diego from Ice Age will not be a good idea. I worked with a Diego. Love the guy, but I don't feel like naming a Pokemon after my Guatemalan dishwasher. Just don't think it's necessary. Think of a good nickname. I challenge you to a duel.